Hey, what's happening? Welcome back to the GM. I'm your guy, Boulanger. And up next, man, I want to show you guys a clip where there's two, I guess you would call them sports analysts or sports commentators. They're talking about Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. And the reason why I want to show it, man, is because it just seems like the trade winds are blowing. There seems to be more and more talk about Lamar Jackson leaving Baltimore than Lamar Jackson staying in Baltimore. So it's a 3-minute clip. Uh, I'm a play it next, and then I'm gonna let it play all the way through, and then you guys will come back with me, and we'll talk a little bit about what these two analysts are talking about. All right, here we go.
Ask you about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens because we've heard a lot about the contract and what will happen. I'm getting to the point of okay, let's say they move on from Lamar Jackson. Next franchise, what's a franchise where you could look at it and see Lamar Jackson as a perfect fit? I see one. I got one. It's in the AFC,
Oh no, man.
and
Well, that's not gonna work.
no, it has to because it has to. You've got to come up with the best deal. You got to go to the most desperate team, and you got to make a deal with the most desperate team, whether they're in your conference or not. Because if you're afraid of trading Lamar Jackson in your conference, well, that tells me maybe you need to sit down and add some more zeros to a contract and add some more guarantees to his contract. If you're that afraid of him, well, then you probably should keep him, right?
Valid.
So, but tell me a team because you go first. I'm gonna tell you a team where Lamar Jackson. You can't believe it, hiding in plain sight where Lamar Jackson would be a perfect fit. What do you think?
I mean, I do think that the Falcons will be good. I like Drake London. They got Kyle Pitts, which he's had a great rapport with Mark Andrews in Baltimore. That defense to me isn't as they need to be improving, of course, but they do have a run game. They do have a tight end, and they do have a wide receiver that, although is very young because Drake London just came out, I think that he has the potential to be a really good wide receiver. I obviously they would have to find a way to buster up that offensive line, but the Falcons have a top 10 pick, which is something that you're going to need if you're going to try to trade with the Ravens. It takes them out of the conference. I do think that they have their probably pushing a little bit in terms of getting a quarterback. And of course, they could draft one, of course. They're in a position to do that. But would you rather draft a guy with uncertainties? Because you have to assume that CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are going to be gone by the time that the Falcons get there. So do you want to take your chance with a Will Levis? Do you want to take your chance with an Anthony Richardson? Or do you want to get a guy like Lamar where you already can scout him? You already know what he's about. He's shown you he's a unanimous MVP and you know his caliber of play. So, I mean, I think that makes the sense. If you're going to tell me the Colts,
No, I'm
this
not.
would be
I'm
something good.
not.
Okay, all right. Okay, but I am interested in knowing who
Okay,
exactly you
here it is.
believe in the
All right,
AFC.
this is what I do, Rita.
Okay.
This is what we do because we're in this business, right? We've been in this
Yeah.
business for a while, and part of this business is talking to people, but not just talking to people, listening to them. Yeah, listen to people, listen to what they say, listen to the urgency with which they speak and how they tell you what they need. This is good. This is why I'm a good husband, Rita, because I listen. I listen. Oh, what do you need? What do you need me to do? You need me to do be better? Okay, I got you. I got you. So I've listened to you. I'm a good husband, New York Jets. I've listened to you. I've listened to your owner come out, not even be coy. Your owner has told the world that we're a quarterback away. We got to get a quarterback. Desperate. Your owner thinks that everything else on the roster is all set, that you're a quarterback away from getting back to the Super Bowl for the first time since the 60s. I'm not hating. Anyway.
And Joe
you know,
Douglas, their GM, Joe Douglas, was a former Ravens executive. So I mean, it does.
hey, listen. Think about it. You get both. You get a young quarterback, but also a veteran. Lamar's on his second year. Lamar has been through something. He's got an MVP.
So as we see from that clip, the trade winds are certainly blowing. And people continue with this Baltimore sending Lamar to Atlanta, and Atlanta being a perfect fit for Lamar Jackson. So let me deal with that first. Atlanta is not a perfect fit for Lamar Jackson because Atlanta has a weak offensive line. Atlanta has a weak defense, and Atlanta only has really two options at the receiving position. One is a second year Drake London, and one is a third year Cal Pitts, who missed the majority of last year. So sending Lamar Jackson to the Atlanta Falcons would be almost treating him as if he was a rookie fresh into the league, where rookies go to struggling teams and have to spend some time with that team rebuilding the structure around him. And if Atlanta trades for Lamar Jackson simply because they don't have uh, um, an infrastructure offensively and defensively, then that would put the Atlanta Falcons in a struggle situation for years to come because they would have to give up a lot of picks and a lot of compensation to get Lamar Jackson and then pay him a big salary. And so I don't think that's a great fit for Lamar Jackson at all. But I will do some trades next week, and I will do an Atlanta trade just because Atlanta seems to be a hot name out there. Let's deal with the New York Jets trade. I think it would be a huge mistake if Baltimore trades Lamar Jackson to anybody inside the conference, specifically the Jets. The Jets already had a strong run game until their rookie running back went down, but they went out and got the running back Robinson from the Jacksonville Jaguars, and so they looked better. The Jets have a middle of the pack offensive line, some young talent there who can certainly improve. And so if you put Lamar Jackson behind that offensive line with those running back talents, and they have some nice pieces at the wide receiver position, I think he would turn them into a playoff contender. And then that would depend upon if they could keep the defense solid, injuries, so on and so forth. But I think it would be a huge mistake if Baltimore um, uh, traded Lamar Jackson to the Jets, because we saw the Jets at the first of the year really kind of hang with the Baltimore Ravens for a couple of quarters, and really it just came down to bad quarterback play in New York, how the Baltimore Ravens pulled away, and that was that's Baltimore having Lamar Jackson. Okay, so. So I won't get into a lot of trade things today, but I will do some of that next week, like I said. But then I want to hit something. I want you to hear how they talked about Lamar, and how teams will know what they're getting in Lamar, but how there's a lot of uncertainty around a rookie quarterback. Okay, so what they're talking about is Lamar Jackson's value to a team, and so I've still struggled to understand how everybody else can see it. The fans can see it, analysts can see it, probably other GMs and execs can see Lamar Jackson's value, but the Baltimore Ravens seem to have underestimated and continue to underestimate what they have in a franchise quarterback. But these two analysts, definitely make some good points, and there is a Baltimore Jets connection. Um, that CJ Mosley is over there, but also Hugh Douglas, who used to be a part of the Baltimore Ravens organization, is also there, so he knows what he's getting in Lamar Jackson. And this is for anybody. This is my take on picks. Picks really ain't gonna matter, because let's say if any team trades 3 first rounders for Lamar Jackson, okay, those first round picks right now would be top 10 picks. Like this year would be a top 10 pick. But going forward, if Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson, like he's shown himself to be, those first round picks now become bottom half of the first round. So, and we've seen over the last couple of years, there really is no blue chippers in the bottom of the first round, unless you're looking for like offensive line depth, or a safety or something like that. So listen, that's my take, man. Let me know what you want me to know about the video. Uh, if you like this kind of content, man, and I can keep it coming to you, hit the like, hit subscribe, share it with a friend. I'm your guy, Boulanger. This is the GM, and I'm out.